Greetings. You're the black light. These times right here are a combination of every time that you heard about or read about in the scriptures, all the scriptures, the Quran, and a time of testing, of great testing. Brings to mind the book of Job and Satan talking to Allah, saying, I want you to lift your hand from Job and let me get to him, and I bet you I could turn him against you. Forsake all of your laws, and you interpreted that for the black man. More than half of the black people have actually turned against Allah. They want to call him Jesus and give him other names. You can substitute other names, but you can't change the cause of Allah. When you go against the will of Allah, you're going against yourself, black man, because you are Allah. And you're taking sides with Satan. The book of Job, chapter 7. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And the man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God, eschewed evil. Means avoid evil. He avoided hanging out in the streets and mixing in with the in crowd. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. That number 7 is very important in today's times. And when you add on the 3 daughters, the number 3 separately is very important. But when you add it on to the 7, it makes 10, which means a new beginning, first day. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters, and his substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels. Again, the same number. And 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she-asses. Another 5 and 5 is 10. And a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. His sons went and feasted in their house, everyone his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters. I said fested, it's feasted. Let me read it again, y'all. This is verse 4. The sons went and feasted in their house, and everyone his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting was gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. And you find a whole lot of brothers talking about there ain't no such thing as God, and they don't know who God is, and during these times they are cursing themselves, especially the black man, because he's Allah. Now, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came upon them. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence cometh thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro from the earth, from walking up and down in it. Now Satan is all over the earth right now with that pandemic. He's messing with Iran and There's rumors of wars jumping off with China and trade wars, all kind of stuff happening. This is the day of war. The Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, and there is none like in him. Now you notice, I'm going to go back to verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. The sons of God. You know what verse that is? That's verse 6. In verse 7, and the Lord said unto Satan, cometh thou? Then Satan answered the Lord, and said, from going to and fro of the earth, and from walking up and down in it. This is like the seventh day. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and eschewed evil? And Satan answered the Lord and said, does Job fear God for naught? Has now not that made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he has on every side? Thou hast blessed and worked off his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thy hand now and touch all that he has, and he will curse thee to his face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he has is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when the sons of his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job, and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. Well, you know, I'm going to stop it right there and say this, that these times is a test for the black man, because Satan is closing up your businesses and shutting down churches and whatever. But fret not, because Satan's house is divided against Satan. You got Joe Biden fighting Trump. Remind me of the Civil War. Every time there's an industrial revolution or a technical revolution like technology, you got artificial intelligence, you know, and then you got democracy turning into socialism and communism and dictatorship. Satan don't want to let go of those that old technology, the industrial revolution, and come into a new technology. This is Black Light.